Yo, what's up guys? Bill here, Classic Rock and Metal Review, here to give you 5 more great videos to watch, concerts. We already did 5 of these earlier this year, back in March, so I'll leave a link. You can go check what they are. I'll mention them real quick here, and then we'll get into 5 more great videos you can be watching this winter. You know how the concert season sort of dries up this time of year. All right, well, you got a living room, and you got a DVD or Blu-ray player, well, get it to use. You got some whiskey in the house and some popcorn, right? All right, guys, before we get started, if you can like or subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Happy holidays to y'all. I think this is video number 3 on the 12 videos of Christmas. So let's get right into it, man. I'll just go quickly over what the first 5 were earlier this year. I didn't really make it a top 5 earlier this year. I just kind of plucked 5 videos out. So I kind of did the same thing again, but I will at least put those 5 in order for you. Earlier this year, we had Bruce Springsteen live at Hammersmith, 75. Came in the Born to Run box set. Great show. Also Black Sabbath live in Brussels, October of 1970. A must-see for everyone. Chicago live in Tanglewood, 1970, Massachusetts venue. Awesome. Perfection there. I mean, the height of their powers. Don't miss that one. If you like old Chicago, find Tanglewood. Then it wouldn't have been fair to have just thrown the entire Kissology video up against all these other single shows. So I did just pick one show from Kiss, and it's Winterland 75. I think that's January. So old black and white Kiss, awesome. Love that show. I had to pick one Kiss show. That's the one. One video anyway. And then finally, last but not least, one of my favorite videos of all time, probably my favorite, Pink Floyd live at Pompeii. I did a whole episode on that, actually. I'll leave a link for that. I'll leave a link for the whole episode from March with the 5 other videos. If you like this one, go check that one out. All right, so let's get started. Number 5. Now, I've had this one actually for a long time. I've been a music video collector for decades. I've had, of course, VCR, Laserdisc player, CED player, which was a form of Laserdisc, and now, of course, DVD players, DVD recorders, so I would transfer things from one to the other, all that good stuff. So I've had number 5 for a long time on Laserdisc. Don't have the Laserdisc anymore, but I transferred it to a DVD-R, and that's right, Deep Purple, live in Copenhagen, Denmark. It was originally called Machine Head Live on a Laserdisc, Japanese Laserdisc, by the way. Oh, here's a little video of what the intro looks like. If any of you used to have a Laserdisc player, remember this intro? Anyway, so I picked it up on the regular standard DVD recently. If I have to say, the sound is better on my DVD-R copy of the Laserdisc, to be honest with you. Picture's about the same. I'll have to mess with it. Maybe in the settings I can get it a little better. Anyway, now it's called Deep Purple Live in Concert 72-73. And you get the Denmark Copenhagen show from March of 72, a couple weeks before Machine Head's out. So that's my show that I'm, going with for number 5. Classic Deep Purple. It's in black and white, but kind of a small venue. It's just greatness. I mean, come on, right? They're one of the most talented bands that ever lived. And they put on a great show. Nothing to complain about here. Only thing maybe at this point, some of the jams get a little long. Not so into those long, protracted jams these days myself, personally. Used to love that stuff, years ago. You get some bonus material on this one from New York 73, but the main reason I'm holding this up is for the Denmark show, March of 72, aka Machine Head Live. Great set list, of course. Play half of Machine Head and a couple other songs. Black Knight, Strange Kind of Woman, Killer. All right, number 4. Got everything all shuffled up here. Sorry about that. Now, I think this originally came out as a DVD in a box set. And luckily, because I couldn't swing that box set, I'm going back 20 years now probably. And luckily, I want to say a month or so later, this guy at least found it as a standalone, and it hadn't been, so I think it was probably coordinated with the box set release. Judas Priest, Live Vengeance 82, Memphis, Tennessee. Was originally, I think I had the VHS, Judas Priest Live. classic old VHS back in the day. It's the same exact show. Memphis, December 12th, 1982. So we're well into the Screaming for Vengeance tour. So obviously the set list is just perfection. There it is on your screen. You know, just one great song after another. Even a great opener, which I don't think they did on the next two tours after this, but that's besides the point. Can't miss with this one. And then the thing about Robert Halford, man, he live, I don't know how the hell he does it. He seems better live than he is on the records. As great as he is on the records, seems like once he gets warmed up on a tour, man, he's just a force vocally. Same thing with the US Festival in May of '83, man. I don't know how the dude does it. It's amazing. Great show. Judas Priest. Perfect set list, like I said. What else is there to say? Eagles. This is a bootleg show. It's probably on YouTube. I haven't checked lately because I don't need to go on YouTube. I've got me a perfect quality DVD off of the Japanese market. This one goes back, probably had this 15 years now. Hotel Houston. It says 77. That's wrong. It's from a November 6th, 76 show with perfect lineup by these guys at this point, in my opinion. You still have Randy Meisner in there, Henley and Fry, of course, Felder, of course, and Joe Walsh had just come aboard earlier in the year. Just absolutely great. Picture's not absolutely perfect, but it's in-house feed from Houston. A lot of DVDs came out of that Houston venue. I guess the Summit Arena. A lot of videos came out from the 70s and 80s even. In-house feed videos. So it's pro shot. Not the best shot concert ever. You know, in-house feeds had like, 4 or 5 cameras usually at the most. But good enough for me. The twin leads by Felder and Walsh here, man, are off the charts. Stuff of legend, man. This is just the best. Check this one out if you can. I'm sure it's on YouTube. If not, look out for Eagles Live in Houston, 1976. I even have a vinyl album of it somewhere, and I have it on CD. You can. Last I checked, you can get it off CD off Amazon, gray market release. Radio broadcast. Like anyone's checking to see if it was actually on the radio. Anyway, classic. All right, so number 2. Just watched this today. I had this further down on the list. I was actually watching The Purple and started doing a little digging to get some facts straight about the ZZ Top show, and I turned The Purple off to watch this. You talk about a perfect rock show. It's 90-some minutes, 100 minutes, I think. There isn't a bad song. Everything kicks ass on here. 22 songs. Essen, Germany. I think this is the first time ZZ Top was outside of the United States. Just look at that set list. I mean, come on, man. If you don't know much about ZZ Top, they did a massive tour in 76. They started in 69, so they got kind of burned out after that 76 tour. They were off for 2 years. They are totally re-energized for this guy. All right? I mean, first of all, they put out Duguello in 79. That's the Duguello tour you're watching here. Duguello should be handed to every American when they're born. All right? Before you get a social security number, you should own Duguello, in my opinion. It's just a perfect album. I remember when I first got Duguello, I took a chance on it because the only thing I knew on there was Cheap Sunglasses, which is the last song on the album. By the time that came on, I could have cared less about Cheap Sunglasses. I wanted to play the other 9 songs again that I hadn't heard. Awesome. They play most of it here. They play like the best 2 or 3 songs from Tejas. Of course, all the early hits are on there. Just amazing. Billy Gibbons comes out looking like some Amish preacher, or maybe the dude from Phantasm, something like that. Of course, Dusty Hill, rest his soul, gives another phenomenal performance. Of course, does his share of the singing with those high vocals. Just an absolutely perfect rock concert. And shot for the Rock Palace series, like I said. Or if I hadn't said it, there you go. All right, so it brings us to number 1. And I did a whole feature on this video earlier this year because I hadn't seen it in 30-some years. You can't get it on DVD unless you buy a version that's out there that chops the first song off, which is just crazy to me how you chop the first song off of this show. But somehow they did it. So I just waited until I found this, and I had to go Japan market for it. We got Dio's Special from the Spectrum. One of the best concerts of all time. And I wasn't even there. I'm just going by this video. But apparently everyone who was there backs that up. Just amazing. The guy only had 2 great albums out at the times, and Sabbath and Rainbow material to pull from. So obviously the set list is can't miss. Performances musically are great. The stage is cool. The lighting is great. The camera work is awesome. There's nothing wrong with this video. And now I'm not even getting to the highlights. The highlights, obviously, the music, number one, but also the stage props and all the work that went into the show. I won't even get into all of it, but just amazing stuff. Got to see it to believe it. So, I can drop a link for you to watch the video I did about this show. I'd rather you just go watch the show. All right? Forget the link. But anyway, I'll throw it up there just in case. All right, guys, that'll do it. That's 5 more great rock concert videos. Leave all those links that I was mentioning all along. That'll do it for now, man. Hope you're all having happy holidays. If you could like or subscribe, that would be great. Catch you later. Happy holidays.